One of the most exciting things people experience over the course of their lives is closing on a real estate transaction. And that doesn't mean the process has to be a long and confusing one. Stay tuned and we'll take a look. Hi, I'm Kelley Knitz of the Kelley Knitz Team. Thanks for joining me today. The closing of a real estate transaction seems to always be accompanied with lots of anxiety and uncertainty. In reality, closing a real estate transaction is not hard at all as long as you follow 8 simple steps. And with the right system in place, closing real estate deals can be painless. The reason for the length of closing process time isn't to confuse or deter anyone from buying a home, but rather to protect them. There's a simple system to follow to ensure that you dot all of your I's and cross all of your T's. The first step is to open escrow, and that means when you put the earnest money down on the home and you put it into an escrow account. And this starts when you get an accepted offer and all the agreements are signed, and then the earnest money is deposited right into the escrow account. Once these steps are complete, the money and documents will be transferred to the new owner, eliminating any chance of misdirection of funds from taking place. In short, escrow accounts are the safest way to protect valuable documents and capital. And step 2, conduct a title search and get insurance. Conducting a title search and obtaining title insurance represents a safety measure. And this step is to protect your asset from anyone else claiming ownership. And it's happened that the property isn't the seller's to sell. Sometimes people bring a person and say that they're their ex-wife and they're not. But that doesn't happen often. It has happened though. And this is important to know. And so you got to know who the real owners are and identify yourself and all of that. And a title officer will do an extensive research to determine who the proper owner is and check their ID. Additionally, they will be able to answer whether or not there are any third-party claims to the property you're about to buy. So this step eliminates the potential for anyone to bring into question the legality of your purchase. Any irregularities will need to be taken care of before the closing. And the third step is to hire an attorney. While it's optional, hiring an attorney to represent you in a real estate deal is highly recommended. Hiring an attorney that specializes in real estate transactions will provide you with a peace of mind, and they'll make sure that all the closing documents are in order and where they need to be, and will identify any potential problems. The fourth step is to conduct a home inspection. Some may think that the home inspection is not necessary, but I totally disagree. There is only one question you really need to ask yourself when deciding whether or not to hire an inspector is, why wouldn't you? The cost is minimal and a home inspection can save you from a heap of trouble down the road. Any problems uncovered over the course of the inspection will give you the opportunity to back out of a deal if you can't negotiate a solution. And the fifth step is to consider subsequent negotiations. At this point, you may have realized that closing a real estate deal is about protecting yourself. Closing a deal should include significant safety measures, evaluate where you stand, and determine whether your original offer price needs to be tweaked. If the inspection came back with some complications or some unforeseen events occurred, you may have to negotiate a better deal for yourself. And step number 6, remove any contingencies. And contingencies are the clauses in a contract that allow you to back out of the deal if in the event something goes wrong. So any contingencies should be taken care of by this point. Most contingencies need to be written off when they are met. In other words, you must remove the contingencies in writing by a certain date, which is typically identified in the offer to purchase. And step number 7 is a final walkthrough. No deal should be brought to the closing table without conducting a final walkthrough. At this point, most things should be in place, and all that is required is a final walkthrough of the property to make sure it's in the condition that you were promised and that you saw when you made the offer. So be sure to confirm that no additional damages occurred or that the fixes were addressed from the home inspection. And step number 8, sign the papers at closing. The most important step in the closing, the real estate transaction, is the signing of the appropriate paperwork. Sometimes there could be as many as 100 pages in a closing, depending upon the complexity of the transaction, but I highly recommend your attorney guide you through this and do not sign anything unless he says so. And once all the papers are signed and everything gets a clear to close or clears escrow, not a clear to close, clears escrow, you'll be the proud owner of a new property. While closing real estate deals may seem like a lengthy process, I can assure you all the steps are there for your protection. Take my advice and follow the steps as they are there to help you. And I'd like to thank you for allowing me to share this information with you today, and I hope you found it useful and helpful. If you did, just click the like button. And if you'd like to see more videos as we create them, click the subscribe button and you'll receive notices as we add them to our channel. And finally, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll be happy to answer them as quickly as possible. Thanks again for watching.